How you doing? Welcome to another episode of Open Diary. I'm sitting here with a young nice woman named Allie, and she's here to bring some awareness of the struggle and all the things she's been going through. How you doing, Miss Allie?
I'm all right. It's early yet, so we'll see. Still early.
Where you from, Miss Allie?
I grew up in Northeast Philly, Merle Park. And then I moved out to Horsham when I was 17, and I've been in Kensington for like the last 3 years, I guess.
Well, what brings you to Kensington?
Originally drugs, to be honest. I relapsed in 2023, and I came down here because this is, you
Uh,
know,
yeah, the open market, huh?
right.
And what drugs do you currently struggle with?
Currently, I just came home from jail, so I just smoked a little bit of crack, but nothing else anymore. I used to be on fentanyl really bad. Um, I'm not trying to go down that road again though. It took me to some dark places.
And how did you quit doing fentanyl?
I guess really I went to jail, and that kind of I had no choice. But being clean for such a long time in jail made me not want to go back to it.
Nice, nice. Because fentanyl is dangerous. Give us a little backstory about your childhood.
um, all right. Well, like I said, I grew up in Merle Park. Straight A student. Uh, never missed a day of school. Um, I was always reading books and just hanging out. But um, that was pretty much why when I became a teenager, like started to rebel because I never really did anything but read. So boredom, and not being able to do anything made me want to go do everything.
And what was the first drug you was introduced to?
The first drug, oh Lord, I started smoking weed when I was like 13, I guess. Um, and I didn't really do any hard drugs till I was in my early 20s.
And
But
how did you get introduced to that? Curiosity or somebody introduced you to it?
somebody introduced me to it. Yeah, somebody introduced me to it.
And that was like a bad, path, huh?
It changed everything about my life. I became a totally different person. You know, somebody I didn't recognize, my family didn't recognize. Um, I lost myself for a long time.
So, do you have any kids?
I have two children. I have two boys. One's 10 and one's 6.
Are you still in contact with them?
Not currently, but hopefully soon I will be.
Nice. So, you're are you considering giving up the crack also?
Absolutely. That was just I'm coming home, it's my birthday thing. Like um, usually when I get out of jail I go right to getting high. So this is really a big thing for me, not going back to getting high.
And do you have tell us what's some of the jail stories you have? What goes on in these women prisons?
Oh Lord. Um, there's a lot of drama. It's like high school all over again in jail. The girls are all very petty. They steal each other. It's the same thing as being on the streets really, but just behind locked doors and there's no men.
So that's a lot of different personalities. So I know a lot of fighting be going on, huh?
Absolutely. Over stupid things like trays and toilet paper.
How you doing, Miss Courtney Evans? Thank you for joining Open Diary today. Look, Miss Courtney Evans, poster.
Hey Courtney, how you doing?
She said, "Would you read that for?"
I pray you get help and get back with your kids. Thank you very much. Me too. I miss them very much.
And this one, she sent prayers for you.
Thank you. I need all the prayers I can get, believe me.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, how many bags of crack would you say you do a day?
It depends on the day, really. I'm not out here real bad, but depends on the day. Not that many. A couple nicks, maybe.
Do you have a working history?
I'm working well. I was a restaurant manager for like 15 years, but I haven't worked in a couple years.
Nice. So maybe that would be something to look back into getting to. I would love to
Maybe.
come, eat at your restaurant.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
And what food was you cooking?
I actually managed a franchise, McDonald's franchise.
Oh wow. Well,
Yeah.
I don't want none of the McDonald's.
No, no,
That was
no.
no good
Yeah.
for you.
No.
No good for you. And how was your parents coming up?
My parents, I mean, my parents were there, but they weren't really. They were there for financial reasons, not any other reason. I have two younger sisters that I was a big part of their life for a long time, but my parents were never really there in other than financially.
And I understand that because I had a great grandmother, and I want to replace her for the world,
Hmm.
and she used to do things for us and make sure, we was clothed, bathed, but she never really said she loved us, So I just
Right,
say, Nana, why you never say you love us? She say, I show you, don't I?
right, right. Yeah, my parents really didn't. We didn't hug. We didn't, do the whole "I love you" thing before bed or anything like that. It just was like what's understood shouldn't have to be explained. So.
And what's some of the things that you go through in Kensington? What's some of the bad horror stories in Kensington that you experienced or go through?
Well, when I was on the fentanyl, I have experienced a lot of bad things. I've been beaten up, robbed. I've been raped a couple times. The girls that are out here, pretty much all of us have experienced bad things. It's not really safe to be alone, you know.
So would you say, even with all that's going on, that the drugs outweigh the danger because girls are still taking chances of putting themselves through that?
Absolutely. Every time, one of the working girls gets in a car, she's taking a risk, a big risk of not coming back. And a lot of times the girls are out there doing it on their own. There's no security, nobody's looking out for them. If they don't come back, who's gonna know? They disappear. So it's happened quite a few times.
And you not to get into too much details, but you was telling me about OnlyFans. If that was one of your things,
Years, yeah, a couple years ago. That was before the drugs, though. That was before I relapsed.
and do you have any clean time in between?
Well, from 2015 to 2023, I was clean. So OnlyFans was during the clean time,
Okay,
actually.
well we get off of that. But what brought you back to using after your clean time?
Being honest, I COVID hit and I lost everything. I lost my house, my car, and then I had to send my son to live with um, a very special person to me, and I lost my mind a little bit when I had to send my son away. So,
Well, it's never too late. You gonna get it back,
hopefully.
And what's some of the things you like doing? What's some of your hobbies that you're interested in?
What do I like doing? That's always a hard question to answer. Um, I like doing a lot of things. I like cooking. I like reading. I like learning new shit. Um,
Oh, so you're a bookworm, huh?
yeah, something like that.
And what kind of books you read?
All kinds of books. All kinds of books. I like science fiction though, mysteries.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like books too, but unfortunately, I like the James Patterson books.
I've never read a James Patterson book to be honest. I like Harlan Coben. That's my favorite author right now, Harlan Coben. He's a good
Okay,
one. Yeah.
okay, and you know, playing from both sides of the field. When you was younger before the drugs, and you used to see the addicts out here, what would you think about them before you got involved in drugs?
I think like most people, I was like, that'll never be me. That'll never be me. I'll never be one of them. But people get lost really quickly for different reasons. And I had mine, just like we all do. Um, Everybody has their bottom.
Yeah, because I had mines, and some people was ask, "How do I know I hit rock bottom?" And you know what I tell them?
What?
Because I'm tired of digging.
Right, right, right.
you know,
Well, once you hit bottom, though, there's only up. You can only go up.
that's right. That's right.
Everybody's bottom is different. Everybody's lows are different. You just gotta know when to quit.
Yeah, sure. What that say? IB EME. Yes. You'll be able to, join my podcast. The next episode, I drop you a link. And you're more than welcome to come on. But back to you.
Back to me.
So, what's the everyday, you know, living struggle for you out here?
Well, since I've been home like almost 2 weeks now. Since I've been home, I get up, try to make sure I go get some food somewhere. Depending on where I'm staying. And then get to the money and work it out. I've done a couple things, got some clothes because when I came out of jail, I had nothing this time, nothing at
And,
all.
and if you don't mind me asking, how do you get to the money? No judgment here, and you don't even have to
um,
answer if you don't want to.
yeah, let's not let's not talk about that. I'm pretty sure I don't want to incriminate myself. You know what I mean?
Okay, okay, it's respectful and understanding.
Right.
The platform is open diary, so
I'm definitely looking for a real legitimate job though. So
oh yeah.
hopefully I'll get one soon. Yeah.
Had you had any leads or followed any leads?
Not yet. I've talked to a couple of people, but nothing really promising yet. I'm still looking.
And what would you want to do?
Anything that makes money that I don't have to worry about getting arrested doing. The last time I got arrested in Kensington for getting in. A man solicited me. I got in his car. He was an undercover.
Speak up, I can't hear you.
So, sorry. The last thing I did was I got arrested in it like a sting operation. I got in a car with the undercover. He solicited me and I got in his car. So I don't want to go back to doing anything illegal. You know what
And
I mean?
how much time did you do for that, or did they just write you a ticket and let you go?
Well, the charges for that, the prostitution charge got thrown away, but I did get violated on parole for another charge. And I ended up doing 6 months.
So is your parole over with?
No, no.
Yeah, that's sticky too.
Hmm.
Um, I know we have to pay for our mistakes, but parole, that's that's a bad joint.
I know, I know, I know.
But some of us need to be supervised
Right,
until we could be more responsible.
right. I always have a huge problem though with like reporting. That's what gets me violated every time. Is I don't like to report to anybody. I don't like to answer to anyone. You know what I mean?
And
It's
how much more time you have on parole?
on parole. I think I got 15 or 16 months left on parole, but I also have probation. So
Oh, God bless you, and
mm-hmm.
hopefully you get through it.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, as long
A-
as I can get like off the streets and get back to my life, then I think I'll be all right.
And what's your current situation now?
I'm staying at a shelter. I'm working on getting into like a halfway house, but I, I just, like I said, I just got high on my birthday, so I don't know if I gotta go to detox first or something. I gotta talk to somebody about it.
So I always wanted to know this, and when people decide to go ahead and relapse and get high, do any doubt in their mind come and say, "Well, I did that, but now I'm gonna get back on the right track," or would you just say, "Oh well, I got high, so fuck it," and I just keep on going on, getting on?
Normally, that would be me. I would get a case of the fuckets and just balls to the wall, 100%. Go out and get high no matter what, and I'll be on like just hit the ground running. Basically, this time is a little bit different. I don't want to continue to get high. I want to do better this time. I know I probably sound like a hypocrite saying that because I smoked crack, but I don't want to go back to the fentanyl. I don't want to be out on the streets. I don't want to be without a home anymore. It's something about this time is different. I'm not sure what it is yet.
And see, that's another thing. For those who could control it, God bless them. But for the most part, I would just think that if you was on fentanyl and you stopped using it and now you substitute to a whole nother drug, are you afraid that that might bring you back to the fentanyl?
Um, at first I was, um, but I'm not now. I've been in some situations recently where I'm around people that are using, and I have been able to not use because I don't want to go back to that lifestyle. I know to the places that it takes me to, um, and I just can't. I can't. I'll die. I will die.
But you do know the saying that you just said you be around people that uses it and you haven't since you've been around them, but you do know that if you keep going to the barbershop, you will get a haircut.
No, I didn't say that I wanted to be around these people. It's just because of the shelter situation. There is people there that constantly are in the bathrooms getting high. You know what I mean? And I have no choice but to be around them. So it's not like I'm like putting myself there. It's not like I'm choosing to be around people that are using actively, but I have to be.
And in them shelters, what's the layout? Is it just like a open dorm, or is
Yeah,
it?
yeah. Pretty much most of them are open. People just do whatever they want. It's not like it seems to be. It's not really a good situation. That's why when I can stay somewhere else, I absolutely do because I feel unsafe sometimes at the shelter. You know what I mean? Mentally.
Yeah, and with the shelters though, don't they have some type of setup that they will help give you housing?
I don't know about the shelters in Philly, but the shelters in Montgomery County, not really. No, they don't. There's not really any funding for anything out there.
And what time could you go in?
You are supposed to go in at 7, and they close the door. They lock the doors at like midnight, I think.
So
But
so once you in, you can't go back out, or
you can, but you have to be in before midnight. People just kind of come and go as they please anyway. They never really tell anybody, no, you can't stay here, no matter what time it is.
and they provide meals.
Most of them, yeah.
God bless. That's a good thing
Hmm.
because we all out here in the struggle and we all need help.
Right.
You know. So after you leave the show, what is your plans? For the rest of the day.
Well, I'm gonna hang out with some friends in a little while. I'm trying to go in early tonight. It's gonna be real cold, so I don't want to be out on the street too late. Um, Nothing really serious. Just hanging out.
Well, idle time. It's just the worst time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And do you have some good friends out here?
I do. I have a couple of friends out here that are clean, and I also have some friends that are still actively using that I see pretty much on a daily basis. But these people have become my family. You know what I mean? No matter what, they've been here through the roughest time of my life. So
So these friends that's actually clean, do they go to meetings?
yeah,
So do you ever consider going to meetings with them?
I hate meetings. I hate going to meetings.
Why?
Um, I don't know. I guess because I just feel like I don't belong there right now. Maybe I will someday feel like I could go back, but I'm ashamed, I guess, in a way, because I relapsed. So I was going to meetings for a long time when I first got clean in 2015. So I guess I'm ashamed to go back.
Well, you gotta get over that guilt, you
Right.
know,
Mm-hmm.
because meetings they're not all that bad. Um, I give you a little story. When I was convicted for selling drugs, they sent me to a drug. They sent me to a drug meeting, and my first thought was, I'm not using them. Why do I gotta be sitting here? But they explained to me that they go, hand in hand. And when I got in there, I used to sit in the back, and I really wasn't trying to pay attention to what was going on. but somebody gave a story, and it just like hit home. It reminded me of some things I was going through,
Right.
and from that point on, I was all in. But we have another comment. Let's see what Marcy's saying. How you doing, Miss Marcy?
You should be able to get a caseworker that could help you get a place. I pray everything works out for you. Thank you. I need to get in contact with some people. I just been slacking a little bit. I need to pick up my feet and start moving before I get stuck again.
Right, and on this show, we had some positive peoples, that look in. We root for the underdog
Right.
because a lot of us been there and done it,
Yeah, for sure.
and we all here for help. And when you smoking the crack, how does that make you feel?
I guess it's just like an escape. Um, I don't really feel too much. It's just to not feel like myself.
So it basically numbs you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excuse me. So once the high is over, don't them feelings that you was trying to push to the back comes back.
Eventually. Not right away, you know.
And you gotta be careful because it been reported out here that even the crack cocaine have fentanyl in it.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh. I know I gotta be real careful like where I get it from. Um I I really need to just stop doing it, to be honest. I need to stop. I need to stop playing with my life.
So what plans are you making for yourself, to be able to stop?
Well, like I said, hopefully I can go talk to some people this week about getting into some type of program, some type of recovery house where um I can stay long term and get back to.
Speak up now. Right.
Sorry. Um, I have a friend out in Norristown. His name is Mike Kingsley. He runs like the hospitality center. He works a lot with us, with the homeless people. That and he will get us into like a program or um, whatever. I think I got to go to detox now first because I use, but after that, then I can get into like a program, recovery house, or some sort of like sober living. So I'm not on the streets because that's like a big trigger for me. It's being on the streets that kind of makes me want to get high. You know what I mean? Um, because there's nothing else to do.
And also, I hear a lot of people say that people that's addicted to fentanyl, that's more physical, and a lot of people assume that if you're addicted to crack, that should just be easy to come off because there's no physical pain to it. What would you say about that?
I'd say I agree and disagree. So the fentanyl is something crazy that it does physically make you ill if you don't use it. And most of the time, they don't. When it gets to that point where you're using just to get by, just to get up in the morning, it's not fun anymore. The crack is while it's not physically like you don't get sick from not having it. It's a mental thing. You got to be able to be stronger mentally than the drug. Uh, Unfortunately, past a certain point, fentanyl, it's not like that without some type of maintenance. I am on Subutex, so I am like kind of cheating in a way. I do take Subutex every day. I would never not because if I don't take it, then I will get sick and probably want to use.
So, do the crack those off the blockage of the Subutex or no?
People say that, and I don't think I've experienced that yet. I don't think I use enough to do that, like for it to like rip it out off my receptors or whatever. But I think if I used more, probably it probably would happen that way. I've heard that. I've heard
And when you was coming up, did you grow up in a household where any family members used?
that. No, my parents are very, well off, strict people. My stepfather did drink a lot when I was growing up. He doesn't drink anymore, but no, my mom never. Never ever ever. She's very straight edge. She was in the army. Like she doesn't agree with any of that. She doesn't know anything about addiction.
And when you talk to them, what advice do they give you?
My mother actually hasn't talked to me in 3 years.
I'm so sorry to hear that,
Yeah, me too. Me too.
but you gonna get it together so you could talk to mom, right?
Hopefully, hopefully someday she'll forgive me.
And how about your father?
I talked to my real dad. He lives across the country, so I don't see him. I haven't seen him in like 20 years. But I was talking to my stepfather as well, but he lives on the other side of the state. And, it's hard. It's hard to talk to my family. Like I said before about like the streets being my family. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed to go home. Like I'm ashamed to reach out to my actual family because of the things that I put myself through.
Well, I'm quite sure. Well, they would love to hear from you, and a lot of times family really be upset about the things we do, but they still love you, and they would love, possibly to hear from you. And I don't think they will care so much about the things you have done in the past. They would be more concerned about your present, you know, and how you going to change now.
I hope so. I wanna get my shit together a little bit before I reach out though, because right now I'm embarrassed of myself. Really, my mom raised me better than this. I'm a rebel.
Right. So that just goes to show that it really don't matter what kind of, household you come from. Drugs just don't discriminate.
Right? Absolutely.
And you got any brothers or sisters?
I have two younger sisters.
And how's they currently?
I haven't talked to either one of them actually. Also in 3 years, but they're both like the youngest one. She's graduated college recently, and she's doing good. I think, as far as I know. And then the other one, she runs a whole business. They're very good kids.
Oh, well, look, Marcy just, let's see what Miss Marcy says to you.
Allie, don't be ashamed. I'm sure your family loves you and miss you. Thank you. I hope so because I miss them.
And thank you for the positive feedback, Miss Marcy.
Absolutely.
Because we all need hugs, we all need encouragement. And with the crack, how long does that high last?
Oh Lord, not long enough. That's for sure. Not long enough. At the if it's really good, maybe a half hour. If it's not, maybe like 45 seconds. It all depends. Depends how much it's cut, how much cocaine is actually in it.
And how would you know it's good? What How would it make you feel at that moment? You Any particular skits, or you
I
start
really
seeing things, or
no, I don't really have any skits, but the first hit if it's good or not, and then um, it makes you want it again. Like good cook makes your ears ring and like kind of makes you a little bit nauseous. You're like, oh, that's a good joint. I gotta go get more. But um, around here, there's nothing really great anymore.
so why I see people sometimes and they smoke it, and for whatever reason they get the looking on the ground and thinking.
I couldn't tell you why people do that. I'm not one to do that. I never really have done that. But a lot of people do. A lot of people think they drop something. We call it carpet surfing. But yeah, I don't know what makes people do that. If it's like something in it or something that's just the way they are. I'm not sure.
So you see the people running for um samples.
Oh Lord, yes. Oh my goodness. That gets crazy. Crazy. I can't believe like and you know what? Samples are never really actually that great. They're just pretty much bad dope. So people are going running for all the stuff that is not even good. Rarely do they ever give samples of anything besides dope. So uh I never even when I was doing dope, didn't go for samples because most of the time they suck.
Yeah, because a lot I would just think, I'm not on drugs and I'm no better.
Mhm.
But I would if I was on that, I would just think to stay away from the samples because to me it's just like they just testing it out. So
Right, dangerous. It's dangerous. Right. I would think the same thing. Like they don't know how great it is. That's why they're giving you a sample so you could see. Like, but yeah, it's trial runs. It's crazy and it's dangerous because they like line everybody up at one time. There's like 150 people running to the same spot. Like, and the cops are always on the block, like watching. And it's crazy. It's crazy.
so when you when you was on dope and when you heard 3 blocks away that somebody OD'd off that bag, would that make you want to go get that same dope?
Um, no, to be honest, I was very picky about what kind of dope I was smoking because of all the trash that they put in it. And a lot of times when you mix different stamps, uh, it makes your sickness a lot worse. So I would strictly only smoke one kind of dope. That way I knew what was go-
Speak up.
that way I knew like what was going in my body for the most part. And I knew what was making me ill if I was ill. Um, I I heard about a lot of people that would chase that high that people OD'd on this one, so it's a really good strain or whatever, really good batch. But no, I did not do that. That's dangerous to me. I tried to live not on. I didn't want to die. I wasn't out here trying to die. I was just trying to not feel my feelings.
And that's funny you bring that up because I was talking to a guy and he said a lot of people that's on, heavy addiction, he said they don't want to live, but they don't want to commit suicide either. And he also told me what I didn't know was that it ain't so much about the drug that you about to inject. The ultimate high come from just watching the needle about to go in.
The ritual of what you're doing beforehand. That's the biggest part of it. Riding the train to the city, selling the stuff that you just stole from the store. You know what I mean? Copping, then going back and setting all your stuff up to use. Like that's the biggest part of it. Like the actual using, when you get the hit or whatever, is not like what you're doing it for. You're doing it for the whole ritualistic things. A lot of us don't have anything else to do. And that's what we build our lives around is the rituals. You know, that's what we look forward to every day.
And that's kind of rough. I have to get up every day and think about where that next high is coming from.
Absolutely.
But you have people that says, it's life choices that you make, and if you don't want to do it, you don't really have to be an addict. What would you say about that?
I disagree. I think all addicts, even when they're not using, they have some sort of addiction, whether it's going to the gym. Because if you have that addictive gene, you could turn anything into an addiction. It doesn't have to be drugs or alcohol. It could be um, collecting coins, socks, even. It could be anything. Anything could turn into your next addiction. And you take it to levels that like put you at risk. Like, you know what I mean?
And when you want to run, you know, uh, smoking crack, what's the most days you ever stayed up, actually smoking?
Probably no more than like 3 because after 3 days, I'm hallucinating. I need to lay the fuck down. If it's more than 3, I'm in danger. I'm in trouble.
When
You
you
know?
start
Yeah.
believing everybody the police or start seeing things?
No, I can't stay awake. I start talking nonsense. Like I fall asleep. My shit gets stolen. Um, I fall asleep in just random places, and it's not safe.
And how's your appetite?
My appetite is fine. I like food. I've always been like a bigger girl, so it don't matter what I'm doing. Even when I was doing fentanyl, I eat. You know what I mean? I always buy food before I buy crack, so it's what it is.
And in your time, what would you say is a red flag to not get in the car, or when girls get in the car, is they looking for red flags, or it? just doesn't matter because they're chasing the high.
Um, well, it depends. Like, so when I was using fentanyl, I really wasn't looking for that many red flags. That's how I got caught up in that state. Was I was sick and I just needed to make a couple dollars to get a bag so I could feel better. I wasn't thinking about anything else besides that bag, and
Speak up.
I wasn't thinking about anything else besides the bag, the next bag. I was ill, I was sick, and I didn't want to feel like that anymore. So I didn't think to ask him any questions, and I answered questions that I shouldn't have. And um, you know, you gotta read people's body language and um to really know what's going on. But you're taking a risk no matter what. No matter what. There's really no ideal situation or whatever. You could always be getting in a car with sorry. You could always be getting in a car with an undercover. Anybody could be a cop. You know what I mean? Or a killer even.
So when the car pull up and it's undercover, what do he say? Because I seen a lot of girls would say they would know if it's a cop because when they get in there, they would try to touch him, and if he wouldn't let them touch him, then they wouldn't go. But once you in the car, that's pretty much it anyway, right?
Yeah, once you're in the car, you're pretty much screwed anyway. I mean, you could obviously they'll fight. You could fight the charges if nothing happens or whatever. But once you're in the car, you're cooked. You're getting arrested no matter what. If you're in the car with an undercover, might as well just say goodbye.
So in your time, what were some of your sick thoughts when to be able to sniff out a cop? What would be some of the things you would say to him, for your sanity, so you wouldn't believe it was a cop? What were some things you would say?
I mean, now if I was gonna do that again, I definitely would ask them to show me their, you know,
Okay, so if they did that, then they can't do that, then, huh?
no, 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 no. Cops are not allowed. They're not allowed to get high. They're not allowed to. Um, they're not. I guess they're not allowed to touch you. I'm not 100% sure about that, but they definitely cannot pull out their dick or anything. So
So what would happen once you get charged? Would they get community service, or it would just be a fine or probation? Which
I'm not 100% sure on that. My charges did get thrown away in Philly because he solicited me. It was kind of like entrapment. I wasn't looking for him. He solicited me.
so he
Um,
just pulled up on you and started the conversation.
right, right. And the way I answered the questions that he was asking me was, they were like, okay, well, he pulled over and he's like, I gotta stop at the ATM. And then the real boys showed up and arrested me.
And when they swung, what was going through your mind?
I was I was just done. I had enough anyway. I was kind of thankful that it was over. You know what I mean? I knew I was going away for a little while, um, but I was done at that point.
So do you believe at times jail saves people?
Absolutely, it saved me every time. Every time, saved me for sure. Um, I can't speak for everybody, but a lot of times, as soon as I get to jail, I'm thankful that I don't have to go and you know work on the Ave anymore.
And
uh,
and the day before you come home, the night before you come home, do you plan on saying I'm gonna do something different, or you already pretty much know that you're coming back into Kensington when you get released?
Usually, every other time except for this one, I have had a plan to go use. Absolutely, off the bat. This time I didn't, and so far I have not used fentanyl. So this time has been different. I don't know. I don't know why yet. I'm not 100% sure, but I just don't have the desire. The desire has been removed for me to use fentanyl. Thank
And that's what you gotta do. You gotta thank God for that,
God. Absolutely.
because if you ask, He will be your shield, your protector.
Right.
And how long you was gone this time? And
I was in jail for 6 months, and then I got out for like a month and a half in the summertime, and then I went back for 6 more. So all of 2025, I was in jail pretty much.
and I know that's pretty rough, because the holidays come around and you get to thinking about your loved ones.
Right. It was sad. This was hard. This year was hard because I was supposed to be out of jail November 3rd, but I ended up not being released until January 28th, and it was hard because I missed my son's birthday. I had plans to like go see him this year, but that didn't happen. I have to make it
Well,
up to him, I
you
guess.
know, um, don't know about making it up, but to be there for the next one.
Right, right. That's what
And
I mean. Be there for the next one. Stop missing Christmas. Stop missing birthdays. I'm tired of that shit.
yeah, it get tiring.
Hmm.
It definitely do.
For sure.
So you so you are planning on eventually going to rehab, or do you have a set time where you believe you're gonna go?
I mean, I'm gonna work on stuff this week. I for sure tomorrow morning am going up to see my friend in Norristown and see what he says about getting me in somewhere. I don't want to be out here much longer.
And have you ever completed rehab?
I completed rehab twice in my life. Uh, once at Malvern and once at Eagleville a couple years ago. But then after I left rehab, I was just running again because I didn't feel like I deserved to have a better life. I guess that's a big part of it. I didn't feel like I deserved it.
Well, you don't feel like that no more, right?
No, not at all.
Because we all deserve a good life.
Right.
We all human. You know, you're still a beautiful soul. Don't let nobody take that away from you.
Thank you.
And for people that seems to judge an addict, what would you like to say to them?
Um, I think you can't judge anybody unless you have some type of experience or knowledge of their situation. Everybody judges everybody all the time, no matter what. It's never going to be stopped. It's never going to change. But before you judge somebody, just know a little bit about their struggle and what they're going through. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry, speak up, please.
Before you judge somebody, you have to know a little bit about their struggle, their situation before you can like pass judgment. Um, at the end of the day, we're all the same, really. We're all the same. We all have our vices and our problems. We just choose to deal with it differently. A lot of us.
Because as addicts, what people might don't understand, it don't seem like it, but we judges ourselves. We go through enough, fighting the demons inside of us.
Right.
So that'd be something we shouldn't do. We should all be kind and always want to lift the next person up.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, a lot of people don't think like that. A lot of people, they're really quick to write each other off, and they know nothing, or they can't see from any other perspective but their own, and see how bad these people are hurting and how bad they need help. They just think that they're making these choices on purpose, and there is a point that it comes to that it's not a choice anymore. It's just, it stops becoming a choice. It starts becoming uh something completely different.
So even like when you're in jail, do you see some of the younger women that kind of remind you of yourself? Do you get them any talks about what they should do and what they shouldn't do?
I try not to do that because I know that the second somebody tries to tell me that they know what I'm going through, and they can help me, and I hate that. I hate that. When somebody's ready, they're gonna come and talk to you. You can't force anybody to get there if they're not ready to get there. They have to get there on their own, or they're gonna continue to do the same things over and over and over again. At least that was what was true for me. Um, but if I knew I had somebody there that I could go and talk to when I was ready, I probably would have been better off. So I try to just be the person that's like, all right, well, I know you're doing bad right now, but if you ever want to do better, you can come find me. Like, I'll help you however I can, you know. But
Well, if you could paint a good living for yourself, how would it look?
like a picture, I don't know. I want my child back. I gave my one son up for adoption, so I only really have a chance with one of them. But They're both really well taken care of. I want to be back in their lives in some capacity. I want to have somewhere to stay every night. I want to work a job that I am happy with, I don't hate. I want to be able to look at myself in the mirror and not be ashamed. That's really it. I really just want to do better.
And I believe you could actually get there, you know,
Thank you.
because when we was talking before we went on live, you was showing some good traits. You was sharing some good things, and sometimes people say you can't be shamed, but for me, I just believe sometimes that the shame is okay because that makes me know that I should be doing better, and I still feel.
Right. That's probably where a lot of the recovery has to come from is feeling that shame humbles you almost. You know what I mean? Um, if you're not humble, you'll never get better. You know, thinking your situation is different and whatever will fuck you up a lot of the time. So I think I'm a lot more humble than I am. I'm a lot more humble now than I used to be, and that's probably one of the things that's different this time. Is I don't think I'm better or different or anything than anybody else.
Yeah, 'cause I hear a lot of that going on out there. Some people say, "Well, I just do crack," but they do fentanyl, so I'm not as bad as them
Yeah, that's not true. That's not true at all.
because you could wind up being in them shoes.
Like they say, all your nevers are just not yets when it comes to that kind of stuff. So keep saying I never, never, never. Just it's just not yet.
And you were saying that your family, it's hard to reach out to them because a lot of them is in different places. So, have you ever lived outside the Philadelphia and Montgomery County area?
I mean, yeah, here and there I have. I lived in Ohio for a little while. I lived out in Washington State for a little while, but Philly is where I come from. So this is where I always come back to. Always.
And how was it out there in Washington State and Ohio? How was it?
I was a lot younger in a lot different situation. It was way before the drugs, so it was different. But I don't know if I would do it now. I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could. This is all I know now. This is home, I guess, in a way. We will always be home.
Well, it ain't so much of where you're from is what you make of it. Huh?
Right, right.
And I guess, if you got a lot of negative, people around, then, people, places, and things. But that's also not always correct because even you change people, places, and things, you got to change yourself because you could take yourself there, right?
Right. You can't take you out of you. You can't get away from you at the end of the day. You know what I mean? You still gotta deal with yourself.
And do you believe in God?
Um, Not in the traditional way. I do believe in a higher spirit. I believe in something outside of myself. I don't know that I would call it God, but there's something bigger than me, you know.
So, do you at times find yourself praying to whatever is bigger than you?
Absolutely, almost every day, every single day. I'm kind of making like deals with myself. I'm in this weird kind of situation where I'm just like, well, if this happens, I kind of make bets with myself and whoever is it is outside of myself. Well, uh, if you're gonna help me out in the here, it's not just in a tough spot, but I'm like, this is gonna happen. If I'm supposed to get clean, this thing is gonna happen, and a lot of times it does. So that's why I've been following the path that I'm following now.
Well, hopefully this time you you go do it and stay clean because you know to me it's like you're ready. I could see that you ready to do it.
Right. I hope so. I don't want to say for sure I am because then if I go back on my word, I'm fucked. But you know, I think I am too. I think I'm ready this time to
No,
be done.
but even if you go and come back and can't get it right, just don't quit. Try it again.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
Now we got another comment from Captain Kid. What he say to you?
Sending you prayers for healing and recovery. Thank you very much. I need all the prayers I can get, all of them.
Because we know you're gonna get it back and be successful, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully, I'll come back and be clean and whatever, and have a job and a car and doing good
Well, that's not out of reach. Just gotta put the blade work into it and make it happen.
for sure. For sure, I'm gonna work on it. Absolutely.
Because every day here is getting more dangerous and dangerous.
Oh yeah, there's been so many people killed lately. There, like in the past week, there's been so many shootings and whatever, right in Philly and Kensington. So that's scary to me. Scary. I've witnessed quite a few shootings and whatever. Being down here the past couple years, and like it's crazy that I feel safer here with that stuff right there than I do up in Norristown and whatnot. But it's become normal. Like that lifestyle has become normal to me, and that's kind of sick.
So you have ties to Norristown,
Yeah, yeah.
and why do you go up there? Is family or friends?
When I first became homeless, that's where I went because that's where I first found recovery when I got clean the first time in 2015. So I went out there to find help, and it backfired on me. Basically, I didn't find help. I found something, and it just I found comfort in the homeless people because I had nothing. I lost my house, my car, everything, my family. So I found comfort with those people, and um, but they all got high, so I ended up relapsing.
And before you went through homelessness, when you used to see people homeless, what would you think about them?
To tell you the truth, I never really noticed homeless people before I became homeless. Never noticed them. Never gave them a second glance. Nothing. So to see how many people are out here and know all the people that I know that are homeless, I I feel bad that I never noticed before. Didn't realize I was like very like I lived under a rock. I don't know because I know it's not new. This isn't a new thing. You know what I mean? I couldn't see it before.
And when you find yourself, when you first met these people and got to talking to some of them had the same story as you, right?
Absolutely. Yep. Most of them do. And it's just something they just can't or they won't change something that keeps them out there. A lot of them are very
Speak up.
stubborn. A lot of the people I know that are homeless are very stubborn and they don't want to conform to society, I guess, conform to the rules. They don't want to change something about themselves that'll help them. They don't want to do that.
Well, a lot of people that's homeless don't trust nobody, you know,
Absolutely.
and because I done met some people that was homeless, and when they parents come looking for them, their parents pull up in very nice cars, and they kind of give us a backstory about their loved one, and they would say they didn't come up like this. I don't know what's wrong with them, and the first thing we say is, "Wow, they got family like that. He should just go home."
Right.
But it just ain't that simple. A lot of us been, abused. A lot of us, you, you know, don't have no more confidence, and it's just like we just rather stay out there and go through the things we go through.
Absolutely. I think that was really smart what you said. A lot of us don't trust anybody. Most of the time we don't even trust ourselves. So that's a really big thing. Is to not feel like you can trust anybody. You don't feel safe anywhere. So uh, that's a big thing. That was really smart what you just said. A lot of people don't get that.
And I have a lot of friends now that before this fentanyl stuff had came about, they was full of energy, and when you see them today, And I have some people that say, well, Jay, if you're not getting high, you shouldn't talk to them, you shouldn't be around them. But I just don't feel that way because I just say, I know I've been there and I try to, uplift them. And, I done met a quite few that had a real, real good heart.
Absolutely. Most of them do. Underneath all the like I call it junkie mentality, because that becomes a big thing. But most addicts are very good human beings. They just need a chance. They just need somebody to give them a chance and see through that uh, the their situation. You know what I mean? See the true human inside there.
But where do the chance start? Do you believe it got to start with us giving ourselves a chance first?
Sure, absolutely. Um, But if that's unable to be done, because sometimes we can't give ourselves a chance, we need somebody else to be
Give it
like,
to the mic.
we need somebody else to be like, you deserve a chance. Because that's the thing with me. I don't think I deserve anything really. So if somebody really showed me that I deserved a chance, then maybe I would give myself a better chance.
Well, I'm here to tell you, you deserve a chance.
Thank you.
And you see from the people that's watching, they all sending out encouragement to you. So they believe you deserve a chance also.
Thank you. Yeah, for sure.
So I just hope, is faster, sooner than later, because tomorrow's not promised. And what, you had jumped in the car and that almost happened to you, or it did happen because they locked you up, but you got a break and got out of it. Did that change your outlook on doing something different, or because of the drugs, would you still take that risk?
No, I definitely think twice now about it. Not gonna say I haven't thought about going back to that, but I for sure have thought harder about doing it because I don't want to risk my freedom anymore. I don't want to. I don't want to be in jail anymore, and being in jail sucks. But I have thought harder about doing things like that.
And how many times have you been in jail?
Altogether,
Yeah.
probably I think 7. But I've been in jail 4 times in the past 2 years. So
And even with the jails, when you come out, they don't have no leads or offer you ways with though you could go be productive in society.
I mean, I guess they do sort of, but you have to go seek it out yourself. They don't just um, give you say here you go, you can go do this and this, and then it comes down to like if you don't report, you're immediately on the run, and that's my big thing is not reporting. That's always what I get violated for is not reporting to probation. That's one thing I did do different this time was I have been reporting. I'm not running away this time.
Uh, Look, Miss Marcy, that's what Miss Marcy had to say to you.
You deserve a chance. Thank you very much, Marcy.
Thank you, Miss Marcy, because we all deserve a chance. And Miss Cal say hi, guys. Uh,
Hey, how are you, Carol?
And I don't really know all the people that watch this channel or supporters, all of them, but I would assume that you're not the only one, or I'm not the only one that been through these kind of problems. And I know some of them have went through this, and they live in testimony that you could turn it around.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I need some people in my life that are in recovery that know what they're talking about. So if you see me, stop me. I'm around. I'm around right now. So
Well, you know about the Sunshine House down in Somerset.
yeah, I go in there sometimes, but it's always a lot of stuff going on. It's just a lot. My anxiety is crazy. So I don't like being in there when there's a lot of people in
Well, they offer help and resources also, don't they?
there. I'm not. I really don't know. I haven't been in there yet since I've been home this time. So I don't know what's going on or
And
anything.
I'm sorry, you've been home how long now?
It'll be 2 weeks on Wednesday. I came home January 28th. almost 2 weeks.
And in that time, have you been looking or for a job
Um,
or?
Not for a job yet because I wanted to make sure I had somewhere to stay and whatever. I've been in Norristown a lot at the shelter, but hopefully I'll get to be a part of some type of program. Like I said, I need to make sure I have stable housing before I look for a job. Because without that, I'm not gonna be able to hold a job.
Well, even going to the shelters, that's a step forward.
Yeah.
But you could use that as somewhere to stay and excuse me. They let everybody out in the morning, right?
Yeah.
So maybe it's just a thought that when you come out in the morning, being that you don't have the physical sickness from the Fetty, that when you come out in the morning, you know, do your resources and maybe it would start low at the temp agency, but go look for a job during the day and at night, you know, go back in
Right. That's a good idea, actually. Temp agency. I didn't even think about that. That's
because
a good idea.
yeah, yeah, we all do, because these drugs out here ain't good for you, and not just it ain't good for you, they not safe. Okay, look, Miss Marcy, I have another comment for you.
Take your life back, Allie. Even if it's baby steps, every step counts. Yeah, I just gotta start making them stop slacking and dragging my feet right now. But I'll start. I'll do it.
And Miss Robin Grant, a lovely soul that I know, saying,
Tell her to stay focused and God bless her. She can do it. Stay put. Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna try my hardest this time. Really. I really am. This time is different.
and this lady here, Miss Robin Grant, she been through a lot.
Yeah.
Did you tell? she been through a whole lot. Trying to trying to raise a hard headed son.
Yeah.
Worried about her kid. How you doing, mom?
Is your mom?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Oh, hey,
Yeah.
mom.
And she still worry about me. You know,
I wish I could talk to my mother for real.
and I wish you can too because nobody should have to go through not being able to talk to their mother because fathers we good, but mothers y'all are great. Without y'all here on this earth, I don't know what we'd do. We would just go crazy. you know. So maybe when you saying something bigger than you, or you don't really know about what's the high power, you could use your mom as the high power to. It's okay. You know, can I give you a hug? It's okay. It'll be okay. But you could use that, as your high power to get back strong, get back right. Because you done been a manager of what again?
Oh, right. McDonald's franchise.
You was a manager at McDonald's franchise, so you have leadership skills,
Yeah.
you know, and that's not nothing we learn. That's just something we born with.
Right. Right.
So hopefully we gonna keep her in our prayers, and we gonna pray for her that she turns the corner because as you see, she's crying, so she still feels she's not numb, and we just gonna wish the best for her. And before we end this, is there anything else you want to say to the people that's watching?
Um, Not really. I mean, uh, everybody keep your head up. Um, like I said, if you see me, stop me. I always need prayers and encouraging words. 'Cause sometimes I don't reach out. I don't know how to ask for help a lot, and sometimes I need it. So you know, I'm
And
out here.
and for the people that want to reach out to you and help you, do you have a Facebook or Instagram that they could, you know, uh reach out to you?
I do have a Facebook. I don't really get on it though. You just gotta catch me in passing. I don't have a phone right now, so I don't really get on the internet.
Well, and if in the future the plan is we're gonna bring Miss Ali back. She could give us a success story because we all gonna pray for her and we know that she can make it and she will make it. So until the next time, everybody was watching. Y'all have a good day. And let's remember sometimes it takes a village, to raise a child. And sometimes it takes a whole community to uplift the sick and suffering. And for the next show, we'll see y'all.
Have a good day.
Have a good day, y'all.